Good morning, guys. Srini Daddy from Daddy Cryptos from sunny South California. Today is Saturday morning in the greater Los Angeles area in Irvine. So let's see what's going on in the cryptos world. So we'll start with the Bitcoin. The weekly roundup of Bitcoin, as you can see, it's began the week on the 22nd at this 2,800 mark. It came down to as low as 2,400, and then this is where there was the SegWit and there was talks about Bitcoin Cash and all that. So it came down, and I think that the dust settled down a bit on what exactly was going on. And from a SegWit standpoint, and also from the hard fork and soft fork. So it seems like from then on, the market took the news that it seems like it's going to be okay with Bitcoin, and regained its 2,800 mark, and it's currently around this 2,700. Okay. On the other hand, Ethereum has been on the decline this week, as you can see. It's right now at around the 180 mark, 183. So it lost roughly $50-60, $48 to be precise, and 20% this week. Litecoin similar, but not as bad. It lost about $7. Was around 46-47 beginning of the week to roughly right now around the $39-40. So still it lost 15%. So whereas Bitcoin was down about 4%. Okay. So I think one of the reasons could be that because Bitcoin has this hard fork and soft fork date looming, which is August 1st. It could be that some folks are moving from Ethereum and converting to Bitcoin, because Bitcash is offering one coin for each one Bitcoin. So maybe that's one of the reasons where for this period seems like they could be moving. Litecoin has already SegWit, and like I said, I think Litecoin has its own market, and it's stable around that. Okay, let's look at what's going on in other markets. Volumes wise, we have Bitcoin at pretty high in volumes, $44-45 billion market capitalization, followed by Ethereum, around $17 billion market capitalization. It's lost 5% in the last 24 hours. The next, Ripple has been on the up as far as market capitalization goes. It's about $6 billion, followed by Litecoin. Litecoin is lower now. It was the third position. Seems like Ripple took over that. So Litecoin is at $2 billion market capitalization, and it lost 2% in the last 24 hours. Okay. Ethereum Classic was also went through a similar fork between Ethereum Classic and Ethereum, and that's trading around $13. Okay. IOTA is on the 10th position here. So Bitcoin is in the news, and most of the trading that we have been seeing in the last few days is dependent on what's going on with the Bitcoin. Okay, so let's look at some of the Bitcoin news. So the Bitcoin news, one thing that caught my attention was this: Ethereum miners leased a Boeing 747 to ship AMD processors. And AMD released its earnings a couple of days back, and it did go up. and that was because of the Ethereum miners who were buying AMD processors for mining. I thought that was interesting. There's a lot of dependencies on the hardware industry with the mining. Okay. So again, it continues to say that Bitcoin. This week, Bitcoin has been the one of the few. I would say it didn't lose as much as you can see. It gained whatever it lost, but if you look at some of the other coins, they lost a lot. But whereas Bitcoin has over the week is over last 24 hours is 2%, and over a week is around 4%. Okay. So with the August 1st date, let's look at what's going on with the SegWit. So as far as the SegWit activation goes, there are still about 350 blocks that's needed for the total of 1916. I think August 1st, first week, I think by 6th, 7th or 8th, the SegWit will be active. Okay. And as far as the Bitcoin Cash goes, there was an article on Bitcoin Cash that I was reading. So some of the analysis long term on the Bitcoin, it says that even although there was a broader sell-off, Bitcoin did hold up on its value this week, which is good. Okay. So the couple of exchanges that offer Bitcoin Cash. Let me look at those two exchanges. I think there was one called Bitfinex, and Bitfinex. Bitfinex is the one that was offering Bitcoin Cash, and the other one that I came across was so this is Bitfinex. So the other one that was offering Bitcoin Cash was let me see if I can find it. Kraken. Okay, is this one. So Kraken is based out of Europe. Okay, and they are offering Bitcoin Cash. So if you have bitcoins in Kraken or in the one we saw earlier, which was Bitfinex, these two exchanges are, Bitfinex is based out of Asia. I think it's from Hong Kong. Let's double check that. Yeah, it's an Asian provider, and it is offering, okay, it is from British Virgin Islands. Okay, as it says here. Whereas Coinbase and others are not offering. Coinbase is the leading provider in the US, and they are not offering the Bitcoin Cash. As most of you in the US may have already got their let's see if we have. Yeah, it does say that. If you can see, there's a lot of volumes going on Coinbase here, and so So Coinbase and GDX have been having some, I would say, system issues since last couple of days. At least yesterday, it was pretty slow. Yeah, if you did try to do any transactions in this, you probably notice that it does say partially degraded because there's a lot of volumes flowing through this. Through this. GDX is the underlying exchange for Coinbase. Okay, GDX is much more, I would call, advanced software tool than Coinbase. Coinbase is relatively straightforward. All it has is buy and sell buttons and wallets. It doesn't allow you to do any limit or stop. You just buy at whatever the market is with market prices, and Coinbase does add on because my experience has been that Coinbase is few cents higher than GDX. GDX you can do a lot more. You can do market, you can do limit, you can do stop. Okay, and you can see all the orders. I like GDX based on what I've been seeing. So you can actually look at the spread. As you can see, there's a dollar spread, so you can actually put a limit on the price, put the amount and put the limit, and exactly decide where the pricing should be when you buy or sell. Okay, and it also has the different trading currencies, US dollars, euros, and British pound. Okay, and you can look at charts and the orders real time, and this is the chart for real time for Ethereum. Okay, so what it shows is just so these are called candles. So the green candles mean that it's on the positive. Your folks are buying, it's the bullish, and the red candles are sell-offs. So you can do a 5 minute, you can do a 1 minute, you can do 15 minutes. Okay, and you can also do like 1 day, so you can get a feel for where it is day over day versus hour by hour. Okay, so the trend here is Ethereum is on the decline, and you can see the volumes. There was a sell-off here and a sell-off here. Okay, let's see what's going on with Litecoin. Litecoin is also slightly on the decline, like we discussed earlier. It's around 30, 39, 37, right? And it's lost about 2%. But if you look at day over day, Litecoin was it's higher than where it was. It seems like compared to June, but in the last few days it has declined a bit. Okay. Now the big one is Bitcoin. As you can see, this is a daily chart, and these are daily candles. So there was a sell-off here on the 12th or so, a sell-off here on the 14th. There was a sell-off here on the 15th of July, but then 21st was a big spike. It was very bullish day on 21st. Okay, and then since then it has been holding, I would say, around this 2,700 mark. Okay, like I said, GDX is a little more for the advanced folks. You can do the market limit and stop. Okay, so is there anything else? Let's look at the news here. Like I said, this Bitcoin Cash fork is